Good evening, everyone. We're still working on the conditions of those 4 victims.
This emergency has shaken the Lancaster High School community. The victims were on the sports field this afternoon. A goalpost was being moved and it struck a power line.
And the shock was so powerful that the goalpost actually left burn marks in the grass. News 4's Luke Moretti is live from Lancaster with the very latest now. Luke.
Well, you know, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, like what were they doing on the field to begin with? We are hearing from sources that there was a football camp that was being held at the time. And earlier this afternoon, the superintendent of schools here in Lancaster tried to fill in some of the blanks.
This afternoon, there was an electrical accident at the Lancaster High School athletic field.
It was around 12:45 when emergency crews were called to the athletic field behind Lancaster High School. Authorities tell News 4 people suffered electrical shocks when a goalpost that was being moved came in contact with overhead power lines.
At this time, details are unfolding about the nature and extent of the injuries of the persons involved. We are continuing to fully cooperate with the Lancaster Police in their investigation into the nature of the accident.
You can see the burn marks left in the grass from the energized goalpost. At least one of the victims was taken to Children's Hospital in Buffalo. The other 3 were transported to the Erie County Medical Center.
What was happening on the field?
It's an ongoing investigation by the Lancaster Police Department, but to be honest with you, to find out exactly what was happening on that field at that time.
While we don't know the extent of injuries to the victims, Dr. Catherine Bass of Women and Children's Hospital talked generally about what happens when people are electrically shocked.
The bad electricity is that comes and overwhelms the normal heart rate and can put it into complete arrest. That's the problem.
Now, NYSEG officials telling us tonight that about 1,000 of their customers here in the region had their power interrupted. That's because crews had to go to the scene and de-energize the power lines that were in question with this accident. The power has since been restored. It was restored later on in the afternoon. News 4's George Rickard is also looking into the story. He'll be following it throughout the night and have more coming up tonight at 10 and 11 o'clock. For now, we're live in Lancaster. Luke Moretti, News 4 at 6.
Thanks, Luke. We want to share some reminders of power line safety, and this is from National Grid. First and foremost, consider all lines energized, even if they look damaged or if they're hanging or even if they're on the ground. Also, keep all items at least 10 feet away from any power line when you're working outdoors. This includes ladders and swimming pool vacuum poles. If you see any wires down or damaged, don't go near it. Call your utility provider right away. We've posted a link to National Grid's safety page on WIVB.com. You can find it under the links you saw on 4.